Good evening, everybody. It is late on a Saturday evening. We are less than 24 hours away from AEW. The AEW. Yeah, we're off to a great start here. AEW Double or Nothing, big pay-per-view for All Elite Wrestling. And this is John from WrestleScope. I am going to give you my predictions for what I think is going to end up happening tomorrow night, and we'll see just how well or maybe how bad I do. Doing it solo this time around. Don't have anybody joining me. I was hoping to have somebody join me, but things just quite didn't work out schedule-wise. As always, folks, please give a like to this video. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you to the 123 subscribers we have. We are only 877 away from 1,000. Let's get there. All right. And obviously hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time a new video pops up here on the WrestleScope channel. All right. We are going to start with the buy-in, and it is the NWA Women's Championship. It is the champion, Serena Deeb. She will be defending her title against former AEW Women's Champion Riho. This is going to be a good match. This is the second match for Serena Deeb in an AEW ring since she has returned from injury. She had a successful defense a few weeks back, and now she's going to be back again taking on Riho, another former champion. As much as I'd like to say that Riho is going to win this one, Serena Deeb is going to hang on to this title because you know that Thunder Rosa, the former champion, is close on her heels. And if you did not happen to catch what ended up happening on NWA Power this past week, there was the match for the number one contendership between Camille and Thunder Rosa that went to a 20-minute draw. So don't know who the next challenger for Serena Deeb is going to be, but it is going to be Serena Deeb hanging on to the title. We move on to the main card, and it's really kind of hard to tell what things are going to open up with. All four AEW championships, all four AEW championships are on the line in this pay-per-view, and I am going to start with one of those championships first. It is the AEW Tag Team Championship. The champions, the Young Bucks of the Elite, taking on the team of Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. This one has come together very quickly, though there is some long-standing heat between the Bucks and Jon Moxley. I have a hard time calling this one. This is one of those ones that tonight it is really tough to call because I could see Moxley and Kingston walking away with these titles. I really could. But then again, I could see the Bucks finding a way to hang on, and this is a way to take Jon Moxley out of the equation for a month or so because his wife, Renee Paquette, she is due any day now, I believe, to have their first child. I don't think it's time for the Bucks to lose quite yet. And maybe Moxley and Kingston aren't the guys to take the belts. But this is a big pay-per-view. And quite honestly, coming out of this show, I can't see all the titles being held by heels. And I will have a prediction a little bit later that is going to kind of make sense with all of this. So I am actually going to go with Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston winning the AEW Tag Team Championships. And hopefully we get to see in the very near future them take on the Acclaimed once again. I would love to see that happen. All right, for the first time in 6 years in a live match, the legend, the icon Sting will be in action. He will be tag teaming with Darby Allin to take on Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky in really what has turned into a blood feud. This really has been a blood feud as Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky have been coming strong after Sting and Darby Allin. Really, it's been Darby Allin for the most part that they've been coming after. Ethan Page and Darby Allin Obviously, they have a long-standing history going back to Evolve and the independent scene. And Sting, this is the second time he's teaming with Darby Allin. They were in that street fight match against Team Taz not that long ago. A lot of people are saying, well, yeah, Sting, first live match in 6 years, he's not going to lose. They need to give this win to Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Okay, it's not going to hurt Sting at all. Quite honestly, it's not going to hurt Darby Allin. Darby, after losing the TNT title to Miro just a few weeks back, he needs to lose another match and really begin kind of a redemption story for himself, which Sting is going to lead him on. So I am going to go with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. We just talked about Miro, the TNT champion, defeating Darby Allin. He is going to be taking on Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk monster, Lance Archer, for the TNT championship. And I'm really surprised that they're doing this match so soon. This is one that really could have had longer build. I would have thought they would have given Miro maybe a lesser challenger, a smaller challenger in this match. But I'm excited for this match because you've got two big, beefy brawlers that are just, it's not going to be anything fancy. These guys are just going to beat the snot out of each other for however long this match goes. There's got to be some sort of shenanigans in this match, you'd have to think, because I would hate to see Lance Archer lose this match clean, but there is no way Miro drops the belt this early. And there's got to be some sort of, whether it's a DQ or something else that is going to continue this feud on. I want to see this feud continue, but I have Miro retaining the championship some way, shape, or form. All right, next we move on to really after last night, it turned into a blood feud. We have Hangman Adam Page taking on Brian Cage. Hangman Adam Page, just a few weeks ago, he was the #1 contender for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship until he ran into Brian Cage. Now, Cage had attacked him prior to the match. Page was not 100% going into the match, and Brian Cage ended up winning. I'm hearing a lot of people saying, yeah, Adam Page, he's going to get the win back here. He's going to get the win back here. But I have to wonder, will he really get the win back? It is supposedly going to be a one-on-one affair. Brian Cage agreed to Hangman Adam Page's call for there not to be any interference, that Team Taz was going to stay in the background. But maybe somebody else will get involved and help Brian Cage in this match. I'm really heavily leaning towards the non-50-50 booking in this one, but I'm going to go with my heart, and I'm going to say Hangman Adam Page gets the victory in this match. Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo. The hype around this match is just incredible. And quite honestly, I don't think this is going to be that good of a match. If there is going to be I don't want to say a bad match, but I'm going to say a lesser match on this card, it's going to be this one right here. Obviously, you've got the feud between the Nightmare Family and the Factory. You've got QT Marshall and his guys splitting off from Cody Rhodes and the Nightmare Family. And we saw all the different infighting between the group. And this is kind of the culmination of that. You've got Anthony Ogogo, who is 2-0, obviously an Olympic medalist, a great boxer that had to end his career early because of an eye injury. They're really pushing that punch that he's got that has taken out a number of different guys. Body shots, he actually ended up taking out, I believe it was Austin Gunn with a shot to the face. I have a hard time, though, saying that Cody Rhodes is going to lose this match because with him taking on the American Dream moniker for one night in honor of his dad, picking up the American flag on Memorial Day weekend, do you really have him drop this match. But then again, Anthony Ogogo, as much as they've been building him up, can he really withstand a loss this early on? I think what's going to end up happening, I think Cody Rhodes is somehow going to get a victory. It's not going to be a very decisive victory. It could be questionable. It could be kind of a fluke, with a roll-up or something else. But in the end, the man that's going to be standing tall is going to be Anthony Ogogo. I think he is going to snap, and he is just going to pummel Cody Rhodes and take Cody out of action for a couple of months, because Cody's another one of those guys that has a wife that is pregnant that is due any day now. So officially the match winner will be Cody Rhodes, but I believe Anthony Ogogo will be the man that will be standing tall at the end of the match. Next, we have the much talked about AEW Women's Championship. It is Hikaru Shida, the champion. She's been the champion for over 370 days, taking on Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, the number one contender. And everybody is saying this is Britt Baker's time. It is time for her to win this championship. They just introduced a brand new title belt at the Hikaru Shida kind of celebration on Friday night on Dynamite. Everybody is saying Britt Baker, but I think we're going to see a swerve. I think somehow, some way, Hikaru Shida is going to retain the title. This is Britt Baker going after the title for the third time in her career. She was unable to capture the title from Riho. Maybe this is her opportunity, but quite honestly, I think Hikaru Shida is going to somehow retain. It may be an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to go with that one. Something is just telling me that it's not quite yet the time for Britt Baker. It will be soon, but it's not going to happen at Double or Nothing. All right, next up, we have the Casino Battle Royal match. 21 guys, 20 of them have already been named. Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, Powerhouse Hobbs, Penta, Jungle Boy, Matt Hardy, Mark Queen, and Isaiah Cassidy, The Blade, Evil Uno, Colt Cabana, Preston Vance, Griff Garrison, Brian Pillman Jr., Max Caster, Anthony Bones, QT Marshall, Nick Camarado, Dustin Rhodes, Lee Johnson, and the TBA. There's a lot of speculation of who the TBA is going to be. A lot of people saying, hey, it could be Andrade. I don't know, that would be interesting. Some people saying it could be Daniel Bryan. Won't be Daniel Bryan. And no, it's not going to be CM Punk. I don't think it's going to be anybody big. As much as I'd like to see Andrade show up and really kind of push that feud with Kenny Omega. A lot of the talk is Christian Cage is going to win this. But quite honestly, I have not been impressed with Christian Cage since he has appeared in AEW. He's pushing this whole outwork everybody else, but he wrestles once every, 3 weeks? He's not really doing all that much. I don't think Christian Cage is going to be the one to win this. It's really hard to say, who could be the next big guy to come out of this match to end up challenging the champion. But I think it's going to be whoever the TBA ends up being. I don't think it's going to be Christian Cage. I'm going to go against popular opinion. I'm going to go with the TBA. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. I know I had just said that it won't be Andrade, but maybe, just maybe, AEW will shock us. We need a big surprise. We need a Jon Moxley appearing in 2019 level of surprise at Double or Nothing, going into live shows returning in about 6 weeks. I'm going to say it's Andrade as the TBA, as the Joker, and Andrade is going to win the Casino Battle Royal. But if I'm wrong on who the TBA is, it doesn't matter. That's the person that's going to end up winning. Eric says he'd like to see Archer win, then see Miro dethrone Omega. That would be interesting. That won't end up happening. All right. We are going to move on to what is going to be the semi-main event. It is the AEW World Championship. It is Kenny Omega defending against Orange Cassidy and Pac. This match is going to be better than I think a lot of people are thinking it's going to be. First time the AEW World Championship is being held under triple threat rules, which means anything goes, which means we could see Death Triangle get involved. We could see the Best Friends get involved, and we definitely could see the Good Brothers get involved. And I think that's what we're going to see happening is some shenanigans in this match. Maybe even the Invisible Hand, Don Callis. Who can afford to take the pinfall in this match? Because Kenny Omega is going to retain, okay? There's no way Kenny Omega loses this title right now. But who can afford to take the pinfall here? Kenny Omega has yet to pin Pac. They've wrestled before, and he has not been able to get a pinfall victory over Pac. I would hate to see Orange Cassidy be the one that takes the pinfall here. But I think he will be the guy. I think through, again, some nefarious actions, Orange Cassidy is going to be the one that is taken out for the pin, and Kenny Omega is going to retain the championship. And finally, what I think should be the main event, I don't know if it will be, but I think it will be, because after this match, fans are just not going to be able to pay attention to anything else. It is the Stadium Stampede match. It is the Inner Circle led by Chris Jericho taking on the Pinnacle led by MJF. The Pinnacle did get the victory at Blood and Guts, and they were standing tall at the end of Dynamite on Friday night after the sneak attack on the Inner Circle. And if you really watched that celebration, the Inner Circle celebration that was hosted by Eric Bischoff, it really looked like the video package and everything else. It was the goodbye, the farewell to the Inner Circle. This was their way to, bid farewell to AEW and everyone else in case they lose. But I think back to comments Chris Jericho made. I don't remember which podcast it was on, right before Blood and Guts, that this is just the beginning of the feud, and there is a lot more to go with this. Pinnacle does not end up winning this match. Inner Circle will win. They will stay together. But again, much like I said with Anthony Ogogo and Cody Rhodes, I believe something is going to end up happening where MJF is standing tall over Chris Jericho at the end of the match, much like we saw at Blood and Guts. And it's going to take Chris Jericho off of television for the better part of 6, maybe 8 weeks, so he can go tour with Fozzy. And he comes back in time, maybe for the first Dynamite that's done on the road. I can't see him being gone for that. I don't know the dates on the Fozzy tour right now, but they're not going to break up the Inner Circle yet. They will get the win here. It will be even 1-1 in the matches, and when we get to All Out, that may be the time that the Inner Circle finally ends up breaking up. But it is not going to happen here. Again, I still believe if this is the main event, the final shot we're going to see is MJF standing tall over Chris Jericho in an injury angle, but it will be after the loss. I agree, Eric. I don't think the Inner Circle is going to break up. So officially, much like I said with Cody Rhodes and Anthony Ogogo, the official winner is going to be the Inner Circle, but standing tall at the very end of the show, the last thing we see is going to be MJF standing tall over Chris Jericho after an injury. Now, again, this may not be the main event. They could end up going with Kenny Omega, Orange Cassidy, and Pac. If that happens, we are going to see something very interesting probably happen. It will not be a Kenny Omega standing in the ring. We are going to harken back to 2 years ago when John Moxley showed up and got involved with Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. We're going to see something to that level, I believe. And maybe this could be where Andrade ends up showing up. If he is not the TBA in the Casino Battle Royal, this could be where an Andrade ends up showing up and attacking Kenny Omega. Or could it be Moose from Impact Wrestling? We will see somebody come in and either have a face-to-face with Kenny Omega or attack him if this is the main event. So we'll see two things potentially happen. We either end with MJF standing over Chris Jericho after the loss, but the injury angle, or Kenny Omega getting face-to-face with what could be his next main competitor, his next main challenger, and that could be Andrade. This could be the time that he shows up. Those are the two things that could end up ending the show. And if either one of them happens, maybe both of them will happen. You never know. But if either one of these happens, I will be happy. I will be very happy. So those are my predictions for AEW Double or Nothing. What do you think? Leave your predictions in the comments. Do you think I'm right? Are we going to see 2 new champions, 3, 4 new champions, no championships change hands? What are we going to see? Who's going to be the new number 1 contender for Kenny Omega coming out of the Casino Battle Royal? Lots of different things. And will the inner circle still be together? The next phase of AEW starts after tomorrow night. Where are they going to take it? Now, I tweeted this just a little while ago, and unfortunately, it is looking like I may actually not be able to watch the show. As you guys all know, I've been dealing with car issues, and it's been kind of costly. And you also know that this channel, this is a passion project of me. I am not in a position yet on any of my platforms where I'm making any money at all on this channel. So because of that, I am probably going to have to forego watching this pay-per-view, which really stinks because I've really been looking forward to it. But it is what it is. Decisions have to be made. You have to do certain things, and taking care of my car, unfortunately, is a bigger priority than watching one of the 4 pay-per-views of AEW. But you do what you got to do. Thankfully, there will be. I will probably be watching the Wrestle Talk watch along. We'll watch that and kind of keep track of everything that is going on Twitter. So I may not get to physically live see it, but I'll still kind of know what's going on and what's happening. So maybe things will change. Maybe in the next 18 hours, something will happen where I change my mind. I can order it, but we shall see. Real quickly here, you'd like to see the Young Bucks lose. So would I. Especially after the god-awful outfits that they wore at FanFest today. Ugh. Yeah, they need to lose. Hopefully, I will be doing Wrestle Talk. I did it again. Oh, my goodness. It's been a long week. WrestleScope Weekly at some point in time tomorrow afternoon. Kind of depends on how the day goes. I do want to get it done early enough so it stays away from any of the pre-show activities that other people have for AEW Double or Nothing. Lots of things to talk about this week. There is, Tony Khan, he opened the door for more stuff to be talked about. Lots of things to discuss on the show this week. Hopefully we can keep it positive. I am shooting right now for 2 p.m. Central Time for WrestleScope Weekly on Sunday. I will tweet out when I have locked down a definitive time. I will also get it set up in YouTube as well. That way you will be able to, if you're a subscriber, if you've hit the notification bells, you will know when it's going to go live. You'll get the advance warning on it. So the tentative time right now is 2 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. All kind of depends on how things work out. All right. I am out. Those are my predictions for tonight. Thank you very much for joining. If you can't join me for WrestleScope Weekly tomorrow, enjoy Double or Nothing. It is going to be a fantastic show. I know it's going to be. But enjoy watching it, and we will talk later about the aftermath of AEW Double or Nothing. I'm John. This is WrestleScope. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please, again, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you can be updated on every time that we post something brand new here on this channel. Have a great night, everybody.